This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Time right now is 4:27 here on your Monday morning. Want to thank you for starting your day with us here at RTV6. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We have a breaking silver alert for you this morning. Police are on the lookout for this woman from Richmond, Indiana.
Yeah, this is a silver alert for Summer Michelle Lee. She's about 5'2", and she was last seen wearing a white shirt. She may be with someone named Travis Lee, the picture there on your screen. But if you happen to see this woman, please call police. She's from Richmond, Wayne County, so this is a statewide silver alert. And of course, we're going to be keeping you updated if we get any new information on her whereabouts. Taking a turn right now, we do want to talk about something that's going on in Noblesville today. We've told you about, the Nickel Plate Trail. They're going to be taking up those tracks to make way for a new project.
Yeah, so this is not only going to impact traffic, but this is going to impact anyone who might frequent this area, whether on a bike or on foot. And our Kelsey Anderson is going to break down exactly how long this is expected to take, all this work that is, and then what this is going to eventually do, what this will mean for that community.
Yeah, and this was actually kind of controversial because some people are saying they wanted to keep the tracks there, use that as some kind of public transit, mass transit. So a lot of talking on all different sides, but they are going to work on this today, so we're going to be keeping you updated. We do want to bring in our own Todd Clausen. He's back from vacation. Todd, welcome back.
Yeah, good to be back. Thank you.
A little bit colder, though.
Yeah, just a smidge, maybe.
It was a little bit of a shell shock. I went from almost 90 in Mexico.
Yeah.
To Friday night, I was at the Luke Bryant concert getting pelted with rain and like 45-degree temperatures. So, but it's good to be back. It's a chilly morning for us in some locations here up to the north. We're in the 30s right now. 35 in Zionsville, 36 in Logansport, 44 in Bloomington and Muncie. So it's a little bit warmer as you work your way to the south, but the skies are clear for everybody. And we'll enjoy mostly sunny skies here throughout the day today. And we'll see our high temperature get all the way up to 61 degrees. So overall, it's a little bit of a cool start. You'll need a jacket this morning, but by this afternoon, it should be beautiful with that sunshine and the high temperature right around 61.
Todd, thank you.
Now in Hiring Hoosiers, we want to talk about a story, people getting jobs who may need a little bit of help, a barrier. Right?
Yeah, earlier this year, we told you about Erskine Green Training Institute. They help folks with disabilities get the extra training that they sometimes need and work on skills that they sometimes need to refine a bit. So we are catching up with one of their graduates. This is Morgan Hickman. He is a cook at the Simon Cancer Center. And we're going to talk a little bit about why more and more companies are now employing people with disabilities and why they're hoping even more companies will too. We'll have that story plus news, weather, and traffic here to kick off your Monday morning on Good Morning Indiana.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Coming up on Good Morning Indiana, a church roof completely falls in while the congregation is supposed to hold Sunday service. What caused the sudden collapse?
And we're learning more about how a woman was mistakenly put in jail over a stolen identity, what she's now saying about her case.
And construction will soon be underway to turn old train tracks into trails, the work being done to connect the Nickel Plate Trail to Noblesville. 4:30 on your Monday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Lauren Casey. We have Todd Clausen with us this Monday morning talking about our forecast. And boy, when I opened my window to scan my card to get into this building, it is cold out there this morning.
It's a little chilly out there.
Yeah.
Temperatures are in the 30s in some locations.
Wow.
Some patchy frost possible in northern locales. Probably not here in the metro area where temperatures are running a little bit warmer. So from Indy southward, you don't have to worry about that frost outside with a temperature of 43 degrees. But look at some of these temperatures as you work your way to the north here this morning. We're down to 34 right now in Crawfordsville, 36 in Peru, 38 in Tipton. And so that's the area where there's potentially that frost that'll settle in. Mid-40s, though, as you work your way southward from Bloomington towards the Bedford area. The skies are clear, the winds are light, and so that's one of the conditions that you need for frost to develop. Light winds, obviously the temperatures as cool as they are, and also just a little bit of moisture out there. So don't be shocked if you're in northern locations and you see a little bit of that frost. But throughout the day, we'll warm up pretty quickly. 54 already by the noon hour with high temperatures today. They'll climb up into the low 60s for your high, probably between about 2 and 4 o'clock, then back down to 59 degrees by time time we get to 4 p.m. So overall, it's a sun-filled day. Grab those sunglasses as you walk out the door, Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. We are keeping a close eye on traffic early this morning. Here's a live look on the north side, I-465 over the White River. You can see traffic on the interstate here, traveling up to speed. Open interstates for you, both eastbound and westbound. We'll continue to keep a close eye out for any crashes or delays and keep you updated this morning. Well, it's the almost unbelievable story of identity theft that put a Speedway woman in jail for a crime that someone else committed.
After breaking the story more than a week ago, RTV6's Graham Hunter talked to that woman and has new details from police on the case.
When Kristen Parr's wallet was stolen in February, she got her first taste of identity theft.
I got a text from Chase for a fraud alert that somebody was attempting to use my card for $118.
Since then, it's only gotten worse. Twice, someone has used her ID to take a car for a test drive and steal it. But because Parr filed police reports about her stolen wallet and ID, law enforcement has been able to clear her of any wrongdoing with little inconvenience to Parr.
And then here I am getting this paper in the mail that there's a warrant for my arrest.
That was last month when, for the third time, someone stole a car from a dealership using Parr's ID, this time in Greenfield.
I didn't know what to do. I was just like, I called them. I called Greenfield Police Department.
When we reported a follow-up to this story earlier this week, Greenfield Chief of Police Jeff Rash said Parr never called, but she showed me phone records proving she did. And in a text message Sunday, Chief Rash confirmed they since determined an officer did in fact call Parr back the night she was eventually arrested.
I felt like I was guilty until I proved that I was innocent.
But Parr says from the moment she talked to police, she was treated like a criminal.
Nobody took time to look into anything that I've had for, 8 months. I have all these papers to prove, but still I sat 4 days in jail because of a festival and something that somebody else did.
The day after her arrest was Rally Days, a festival in Hancock County that closed all government offices, meaning Parr didn't get a court date until the following Monday.
I'm resentful that I called to try to clear my name and do the right thing, and still they decided to serve a warrant on a weekend they knew I wasn't going to get out.
After we got involved and started to reach out to Greenfield Police on Parr's second night in jail, she says a guard told her a detective was coming to talk to her, but he never showed up.
So they came and got me Friday, said I would be talking to the detective, and just left me there all weekend.
All charges were dropped against Parr when she finally got her day in court 4 days later. Chief Rash tells me they will continue to investigate the case this week and don't believe Parr had any involvement in the crime.
I don't know what to do if this happens again. I have no idea. But I live in fear every day, like every day of my life that I've been out. It's definitely changed my life forever. I mean, I don't feel the same. I feel violated, like I was placed in jail and treated like a criminal because of something I didn't do.
This is a surveillance image Greenfield Police gave us this week showing the woman they believe committed the actual auto theft.
You're ruining my life when you should be focusing on making your life better.
Working for you, Graham Hunter, RTV6.
The police chief told RTV6 he's planning to sit down with Parr at some point in the future to conclude the investigation. Parr confirms her lawyer is working on that, but no date has been set. Parr says she is still trying to figure out what she needs to do to make sure this arrest is wiped from her record.
A statewide silver alert has been issued for a missing Richmond woman. Take a look at your screen. The Wayne County Sheriff's Department says 30-year-old Summer Michelle Lee went missing around 8:45 last night. She's 5'2" and was last seen wearing a white shirt. Police say she may be with 38-year-old Travis Lee. If anyone has seen Summer or knows where she may be, please call police.
2 people were taken to the hospital after a shooting in Bloomington Sunday morning. A police officer was near the 400 block of South Grant Street when he heard gunshots around 2 a.m. He then saw people running from a nearby party and later found a 23-year-old man and 18-year-old girl who had been shot. They were both taken to the hospital in stable condition. Several vehicles and buildings were also damaged. Officers arrested a 20-year-old man who was running from the area with a handgun. Detectives believe there was more than one shooter involved, and they are still investigating.
At 4:36, the future of a church on the west side of Indianapolis is uncertain this morning after this happened. Bethany Rembrandt Church of God collapsed yesterday when the congregation was supposed to be having service. IFG crews were called to the church on Edgemont Avenue around 11:15 after people inside smelled smoke. Firefighters say everyone made it out okay, but the pastor, Eric Floyd, says the sanctuary was destroyed.
Nobody was hurt, so that's the first thing. I'm grateful no one was hurt. The building could be replaced. It's just brick and mortar. We're just going to trust God. You know, he's never let us down yet, and we're just going to wait on him to show us what to do next.
Well, the damage is estimated at about $100,000. It took fire crews about 30 minutes to get the fire under control.
Work is set to begin today to remove old train tracks for a new trail in Noblesville. They will remove old concrete and rails from tracks stretching from South 8th Street to the south side of Connor Street. The path will then become part of the nickel plate trail system connecting Noblesville and Fishers with a walking trail. Work is expected to last through October 25th. One lane on 8th Street will be open for traffic using flaggers. Cross streets are also expected to close during the workday and reopen in the evening. RTV6's Kelsey Anderson will have more on the plans for these trails coming up in the next half hour.
At 4:37, a woman is warning others about problems with a grocery delivery service. Like many people, Crystal Silver uses a grocery delivery service because of her busy schedule. Well, she recently made an online order from Kroger, buying an estimated $115 worth of food. After getting the delivery, she noticed several items that she did not order charged to her account, with a final bill of $173.
Nicorette gum, there was car chargers, air fresheners, string cheese, lifesavers, and all types of stuff. I was pretty devastated at that moment. I'm like, you know, that could have been my last for more groceries, or, you know, I get paid every 2 weeks. So that could have been bill money, that could have been anything.
Well, Kroger uses the third-party delivery service Instacart. Their shoppers pick out the items, check out, and deliver the groceries. Each shopper receives a payment card that's capped at the amount needed for each order. But there's a credit line for item replacements, which is how the shopper was able to add more items. An Instacart spokeswoman tells RTV6 the shopper who took Crystal's order has been suspended and deactivated from the platform.
The governor is declaring this week Move Over Week across the Hoosier State as Indiana marks 20 years since passing a move-over law. Indiana was the first state in the country to pass a law requiring drivers to move over or slow down when driving by an emergency vehicle stopped along the side of the road. The legislation was originally introduced and passed after the death of Indiana State Trooper Andrew Winsenreed. He was killed while assisting a stranded motorist on I-74 in Dearborn County. President Trump is now issuing the withdrawal of all U.S. troops from northern Syria as the battle intensifies with Turkey. Coming up, the next action the Trump administration says they are ready to take.
Residents in California have electricity again after the power company turned it all back on. Still ahead, the reaction to the company's attempt to improve wildfire safety. Todd.
And Lauren, the new work week is getting off to a cool start across the Midwest with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Despite the chilly start, it turns into a beautiful afternoon, and we have a warming trend as we go throughout the week. We'll talk all about it coming up in your Storm Team 6 forecast. The time now is 4:40. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on RTV6.
1,000-mile warranty at Honda of Fishers.
Welcome back. Time right now is 4:43 here on your Monday, and we're monitoring some road work on I-69 at 82nd Street in the Castleton area. Looks like traffic's still getting by just fine, both northbound and southbound this morning. We'll keep an eye out for any delays and keep you updated.
Here's a look at what's making national headlines today. It is Columbus Day, and this year many are dropping the holiday for a new one called Indigenous Peoples Day. At least 8 states, 10 universities, and more than 100 cities across the U.S. are now observing the day. They argue Columbus Day glorifies the mistreatment and colonization of Native Americans. Events are instead planned to honor Native American history and culture.
Well, 2 people are scheduled to meet with House committees today to give depositions as part of the impeachment inquiry. One of them is Trump's former Russia advisor, Fiona Hill, and the other is Ukrainian-born businessman Sam Kislin, an associate with Rudy Giuliani. Officials are unsure still if Kislin will attend.
Hundreds of people have already died in the Turkish attacks on Syria. President Trump is now ordering all U.S. forces out of the country. ABC's Megan Tevrizian has the latest.
This morning, the violence continues to escalate in northern Syria as Turkey's military operation targeting America's Kurdish allies grows deeper. In just 1 week, hundreds reported dead. That number expected to soar. This woman saying, I have 4 children, 2 girls and 2 boys. Where should I go? Where can I go? President Trump now ordering the withdrawal of all 1,000 U.S. troops out of northern Syria. Defense Secretary Mark Esper on Fox News Sunday saying the situation there gets worse by the hour.
We now know, we believe, that the Turks now intend to go further south than originally expected. It puts us in a terrible position.
Roughly 200,000 Kurds who spent years fighting ISIS alongside the U.S. forced to flee, some leaving their posts guarding ISIS prisons. ABC News confirming dozens of those ISIS prisoners were high-value detainees. Meantime, the Kurds have struck a deal with Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad's military to fight against Turkey. People gathering in the streets to celebrate the Syrian military, accused of war crimes, rape, and mass detention. Turkey calling the Kurds terrorists, refusing to negotiate with them. The Trump administration now saying they're ready to impose severe sanctions on Turkey.
These sanctions could be starting small. They could be maximum pressure, which would destroy the Turkish economy.
Over the weekend, a 35-year-old female Kurdish politician was shot in the head by what is believed to be an al-Qaeda-linked group backed by Turkey. The United Nations estimate at least 130,000 people have been displaced from the fighting. Megan Tabrizian, ABC News, New York.
Time right now is 4:45. A 10-year-old girl is dead after being thrown from a festival ride. This happened on Saturday at Harvest Festival in New Jersey. Police say the ride is the kind that spins passengers around in a horizontal circle and is called Extreme. The cause of the girl's death is still under investigation. Rides and games at this festival were closed until being inspected by state officials.
Electricity is back for most Northern California customers after the power company intentionally turned it off. Pacific Gas and Electric cut power to more than 800,000 customers Wednesday to prevent wildfires. Only 2,000 are still without electricity. The company got a lot of backlash from customers not affected by the current fires, as well as the state's governor, Gavin Newsom. Newsom slammed PG&E, saying the outage is the result of years of mismanagement and greed. Meanwhile, the wildfires continue to burn in Southern California, where the biggest has already killed 2 people. One of the victims was found in a burned mobile home. The Sandalwood fire started as a trash fire Thursday afternoon and spread to brush. At least 90 buildings and 800 acres have been damaged or destroyed. Officials say the fire is now 86% contained. Well, Todd, we got some much needed rain on Friday. However, we're going to have some sun this week.
Yeah, you know, overall this week is going to be a nice week weather-wise. There's some small rain chances as we get into tomorrow evening and then again at the end of the week. But this morning you're walking out to some chilly temperatures, and this frost advisory is still in effect from Indianapolis to the north and west. This does not include Indy, where our temperatures are still running in the 40s and points to the south. But to the north here, we do have the frost advisory that is in effect, and you get frost when you have, one, obviously cooler temperatures, but clear skies and also light winds. And that's exactly what we have here this morning. 43 degrees, that's the current temperature. The dew point is at 36, and there's those light winds just out of the west-northwest, currently at 3 miles per hour. Sunrise officially this morning is at 7:54. Sunset just after 7 o'clock here this evening. Down to 33 right now in Crawfordsville, 38 in Greencastle. And then here's that pocket of 40s from Indy off towards the east. Richmond at 42 degrees, then 44 as you make your way down into the Bloomington area this morning. So the further north and west you are, a little bit cooler than other locations. And just look at these chilly temperatures that continue to filter in our direction. Below freezing right now from Sioux Falls up towards Bismarck. It's 43 degrees here, though, in Indy. So our temperatures will continue to cool a couple degrees here this morning. But once the sun comes up, we'll warm nice and quickly. There's just a few fair weather clouds right now across northern Indiana. Otherwise, the skies are clear, and the big picture really doesn't show a whole lot. The showers to our north and off to our east continue to make their way into upstate New York, and that's really just about it. So here's how your temperatures break down throughout the course of the day today. 42 degrees at 9 a.m., 51 though already by 11 a.m. So it's a nice jump once the sun comes up. 53 degrees by the noon hour, and then it's just a pleasant afternoon with temperatures running a little bit below normal. We're looking at mostly sunny skies and high temperatures that will be in the low 60s for us for our afternoon highs. This evening, if you have plans, you're just fine. Grab the jacket. Once the sun sets, temperatures will cool off pretty quickly here, back down into the 50s. 54 degrees by 8 p.m. 50 though by the time we get to 10 p.m. Then overnight tonight, temperatures will be falling back down into the 30s and 40s. So not quite as chilly as it is this morning for tomorrow morning, but nonetheless, jacket weather certainly going to apply for your Tuesday to start, and then throughout the day tomorrow. We start off with a lot of sunshine. There's a brief little window tomorrow afternoon and evening where a front is going to come through, and as this front comes through, there will be the opportunity for just a few showers to flare up. Most of them probably hold off until after sunset, but just know as we work our way into Tuesday afternoon and evening, there will be a rain chance. And then as we work our way into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you notice the warming trend. By the time we get to the weekend, Lauren, we're back up into the 70s.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Want to take a live look outside right now at your commute on this Monday morning. This is I-65 near 38th Street. You can see traffic is moving along just fine. Still pretty quiet here on the northwest side. No delays to slow you down. So let's take a look here at our traffic now maps. Taking a look at your drive times heading in from the east side. It's a 10-minute drive from Post Road to I-65 at the north split. Across town on the west side from State Road 267 to I-465, a 7-minute commute as you're heading eastbound there. Let's take a live look right now near the airport. I-70 here near the airport ramps. You can see traffic is moving along up to speed. So if you are heading out to catch an early morning flight to kick off the work week or dropping someone off, you shouldn't have any problems on the interstates.
Google is gearing up to release its latest devices, including the Pixel 4 this week. The new phone includes 2 rear cameras and will come in standard and extra large sizes. It will also feature more secure facial recognition, and it will use the use of air gestures. On Tuesday, Google is also expected to show off a 13-inch touchscreen laptop called the Pixel Book Go, a Google Watch, and an update to the Nest Mini speaker system.
Well, gamers can no longer log in to play a popular online video game. Still ahead why the world of Fortnite has been destroyed.
And it has now been more than 7 months since an 8-month-old little girl disappeared. New at 5, how family members are still working to find answers. But first,
I'm Seema Iyer, and coming up today on the all-new Court TV, we are live in Florida as testimony continues in the Hammer Hitman murder trial. Don't miss a moment as the prosecution attempts to build its case against Jimmy Ray Rogers, the alleged hitman charged with killing Dr. Teresa Sievers. That's all this week on Court TV.
Thank you, Seema. And don't forget, you can watch the latest Court TV right on your mobile device. Visit courttv.com. It is 4:51 on your Monday. We'll be right back.
And refined Atlas SE with technology.
American gymnast Simone Biles is taking home another gold. The 22-year-old earned it on the balance beam at the Gymnastic World Championships in Germany. Biles has now broken a record for most world medals won by a gymnast, male or female, with a total of 25. She's preparing for the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo, but she says that will be her last.
Well, Fortnite is one of the most widely played video games, but you actually can't play it right now. Millions of players logged on yesterday for a special event to end the game's 10th season. In an unexpected twist, the Fortnite island blew up and pulled everyone into a black hole. If anyone tries to log on to play, the black hole is all they see. And 4 hours after the game went down, 50,000 people were still watching the stream. It's not clear how long the outage will last.
And all the moms across America
and now they do their homework.
Whomever had that idea, yes.
Oh my goodness. A little sabbatical from the game, you can say. It was good for everyone. All right, we want to talk about Todd about the forecast today, because it is chilly as you're stepping up.
It is, especially to the north and to the west of Indy, where temperatures are in the 30s. A little bit of patchy frost will be possible this morning. So if you left your car outside, you may have to defrost that windshield just a little bit. But the good news is, as soon as the sun comes up, we warm nice and quickly. It's a sun-filled day for us from start to finish. 61 degrees tomorrow, up into the low 70s. Those showers and storms will be possible mainly in the late afternoon afternoon, early evening hours. So lots of dry hours still tomorrow. Then slightly cooler on Wednesday before we warm back up heading into the weekend. We'll talk more about this forecast and have your latest news headlines coming up in just a few minutes. Stay with us. We'll be right back.